Welcome or welcome back to Lift You Up Inspiring Health Stories. I'm your host, Tamika Bickham. I am the founder and chief storyteller of TB Media Group, but for the purpose of this podcast, I am your health and wellness matchmaker. Now, before I introduce you to today's guest, you know what I'm going to ask you to do? Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Yeah, it's right there. Or connect with me on LinkedIn. But today you're going to meet someone that took me on a journey down memory lane. We met in 2013, and back then, he was my coach, my trainer for my very first bodybuilding competition where I lost over 40 pounds and even earned a trophy while sharing it with South Florida viewers. He told me back then, I'm going to win the Arnold and I'm going to win the Olympia. Well, he accomplished one of those this year. You're going to meet Alex Cambronero. Our physical, mental, and emotional health is not just a want. It is a need for happy lives and prosperous businesses. Lift You Up is the podcast where we share inspiring health stories from business owners who are fulfilling their purpose to live their healthiest lives and helping you do the same. From former TV reporter to marketing entrepreneur and content creator, I care about sharing stories that matter and stories that connect us. I'm your host, Tamika Bickham, your health and wellness matchmaker. So today I'm so excited. This is actually a very, very special guest that I have on the show, Alex Cambronero, also known as Fello. And also a former coach of mine from many, many years ago, as you can probably tell. But I'm really, really excited to have you here today.
Hi, I am very happy to be here, and thank you for inviting me. And share with you all this, stories and everything.
We're going way back today, so I have to tell everybody actually how we met, which was probably it was 2013 actually, and maybe around this time, May or June, and I was actually kind of going through like a depression of my own at that time. I was a reporter at Channel 10 down here locally. I was working the overnight shift where I had to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning and at work at 3:30. And I had gained a lot of weight and I just wasn't very happy or confident in myself. And me, I'm kind of a person of extremes, which is sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. So for me, I'm like, I'm going to set a goal. I'm not going to just, I want to lose 15 pounds. No, I'm going to set a goal and I'm going to compete in a bodybuilding show. And that is when I met Alex and your lovely wife, Maggie. And this was before you were a pro or anything.
Yeah. I was in the mission. Most of us was in the kind of mission to get pro. I was competing, and I'm an extremist. Everything goes extreme, and was people telling me, you can do that, and I love the physiques of people, and I love to compete. And that wasn't, I wasn't very sure that what I wanted. But there's some people, negative comments. Oh, you can't do that. That was the breaking point. Oh, don't ever say that.
Yeah,
because
it fuels
if you
you.
Say that to a kid, I was a kid. You say that to a kid. No, those guys are big. Those guys are like, the genetics and the money. Because there's some people that you have to compete. They live in a kingdom, and that kind of negativity. Just little negativity to me. Take me 10 years. Okay, I'm going to do this. It took me 10 years. But, it was so, I don't know how to describe, but it hit me so hard. Like, I can do this. And the love that I have for bodybuilding is big, but it's not as big as the love that I have for competing.
You're an IFBB pro, like you just said, working 10 years towards this goal. You are also the founder of Pro Level Fitness, your own private gym in South Miami, right?
Yes.
And you are also a coach? Do you coach others?
Yeah. I feel people because I think that you have to put 100% into, you know exactly how it is, and it's like I said, it's a lifestyle. Normally, when I compete, I don't coach anybody, you know.
Okay.
So at that time,
You're
Maggie is more
completely
than into it,
focused.
completely focused. Yes, you know, there's some people working behind you that nobody knows about it. Like my coach at Maggie, and you get all this, you know, the celebration and all this stuff that you're the hero, but these people are the real, you know, architect. So when I'm doing a show, she's coaching everybody, but at the same time, remember, she coaching me, she cook for me, she's doing all the stuff. So she is the, let's call it like assistant coach of the coach that just won the Arnold Classic, you know, and people expect me to coach them. And I know how to do it, but my wife telling you, she knows better.
So I want you to take us through your journey, your path, and really, kind of where you're from and how you ended up to what you call the pinnacle 2020, winning the Arnold Classic.
Okay. And I come from Costa Rica, and I came here at 20 years old. My dream, like everybody else, is like the American dream. But my dream was to become a professional athlete, you know, and I was 134 pounds at the moment. So when I say that to friends and family, well, obviously, even if I was big, just to say I want to be a bodybuilder, but a professional athlete. I mean, nobody's gonna believe in you. You know, at 134 pounds, thanks God that I
134.
34 pounds.
Wow.
Yes. My wife weighs 115, and she's short. She's not even 5 feet. Okay. So,
Wow.
not many possibilities to do that. Like I said, and then I started doing fighting and training stuff like that because I also about to do an MMA, right? That, it was very clear. I will be a professional athlete. I wasn't illegal. I came here as a tourist, okay? And most people think that you just come here to, oh, you want to be illegal. You don't think all the stuff that when you get here, like, you know, and you get trapped, kind of like trapped, you know, because I didn't plan to stay. So you have to deal with it. And I stay with no papers, no background, no friends, no English, you know? And that teach me to be a fighter out there, you know? Because if you have a nice body, they're gonna look for something weak that you have. How about you to speak English? How about you illegal? Where something's gonna come up, right? I check every freaking box, and I never stop. I believe it in myself, right? And this year, it was the second best show, the biggest show in the world of bodybuilding. And when we got there, I remember all those moments, all this, you know, struggles and all this stuff. And I come out. I mean, I dreamed to take a picture with Arnold. We went to the Arnold, and the securities pushed us so badly, I couldn't even see him. Okay? And I promised my wife, let it, babe. No, let's try. No. I gotta take the picture winning the show. Okay? That was 3 years ago. I swear to God. And I told him, I gonna win the show, I'm gonna take the picture. Okay? And I did it like that. I mean, I wanted to win, but everything that happens to me, I use it as a motivation.
So
So
you're
I was
working the
very frustrated.
expo and you're like, I'm gonna take a picture with Arnold. But then when you took a picture with Arnold, it was when you won and you were standing on the stage with him. What did that moment feel like?
There's some things that you don't even plan. You just know that it's going to happen. you have to pay the dues. I worked really hard to do it, but in all those competitions, I always was nervous, insecure, and things like that for the small competition. So how I didn't be in the same with this big competition? Just because I know that I'm gonna win. I mean, I knew it. You know, same work, but the mindset, it was completely different. This is mine.
Exactly. Mindset. I was just talking with someone earlier this week who I had on the podcast who's a former pro athlete, and they talked about the importance of having the mindset of a champion. Believing you can do it is step one, right?
It's actually all the steps. Like that's your mindset, and everything goes through
every
it.
Step.
Everything goes through it. Like it's mindset of champion. Look, and people like act like a champion, walk like a champion. I mean, don't copy, because when you're a champion, you just act like yourself. But here's the thing: the vibration that I was throwing to these people, to the judges, to the competitors, to the audience, it was the vibration of a competitor, not the champion. When I get to the Arnold and I went to the auditorium and stuff like that, I was walking so comfortable because my mindset was very strong. And I was like walking like a champion. So everybody was like, okay, be the champion right there, here, take it.
You believed it and everybody else believed it. You did the work. You did the work now.
Yeah.
But they could see it.
I mean, they have to believe, and it's easy to say it. It's easy to say it, and look, when people ask me, how do I get that big? But you're already big. They're still looking for the answer. Now you have everything, but your mindset is bad. It's wrong. Your approach to the competitions, everything that you're doing is wrong. When you like. Most people goes into things, everything you're doing, they think too much. And then when you see a champion, and people like, how was in your mind at that moment? I didn't think. I wasn't thinking. It was just auto drive.
I started training with you guys, with you and Maggie, and preparing for my first show, and you know, we can show some video of that back then where I lost like 40 pounds, 18 weeks, got on stage, and you guys really helped me meet my goals. But at the same time, you were there training as well. And you said, what did you say? What did you say you were going to do?
I'm going to win the Arnold and the Olympia.
And you won the Arnold this year. And the Olympia?
In December, I'm going to Olympia.
So talk about that. What's next? Because all of a sudden, right, the Arnold was in February. All of a sudden, everybody's world is kind of turned upside down by COVID-19. This whole year, whatever we had planned, our routines and our regular day-to-day is different. How are you handling that as a competitor and preparing for a show?
I own my gym, so in that sense that not be able to train and all the stuff, it doesn't hurt me because I've been training in my own gym. To be isolated, I'm kind of like used to it because when you compete, you're trying to isolate yourself. For example, for the Arnold, I was like the last 4 weeks, probably I never be next to anybody. So I don't get sick, flu or anything. You know, so I didn't went to any place, no people in my house, so it doesn't hurt me that much. The show was moved from September to December, so we had extra time, but still psychologically it's so hard to just be into, like, you cannot just eat whatever you want. You cannot just go on vacation because you wait, okay, it's Olympia. But you don't know if it's gonna happen. Really, the date is there, but it's not for sure that it's gonna happen. But everything is new for everybody. You know, this feeling, that this preparation is the first time that we're gonna prepare for the best show in the world, and we don't even know that it's going to happen.
There is so much uncertainty, and I think a lot of us have gone through anxiety, depression, trauma. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what's next, and our lives, no matter what, are different. For me, being in the house all day is like feeling unmotivated.
Yeah, for you. See, I can understand you guys that I always at home. But I see my friends, I'm like, how these guys in a home? It's like, it's really hard. This is your nature is to go up there. And, you know, your personality, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because some people like that, which is great. But some of us, you know, we need that social interaction, or just even if it's just feeling like, hey, I have this schedule and these are the things that I have to do. I thought about the times when I've competed, and it's like you have to say no to the events, no to going out to eat, no to the drinking, you would just avoid situations so you're not tempted by things, or avoid vacation because you have to train, or you know, all of these things you avoid, and you kind of build walls around yourself and are alone. Is now, considering that we may be in this for the rest of this year, next year, who knows how long, is now a good time to think about bodybuilding for somebody who may be interested, or to train like an athlete, or to start training and competing because we are in that moment of isolation?
Yes. We were talking about that. Look, if you always wanted to lose weight, and your reason are because of the food all the time. I mean, first is the time. Second is the food, right? Not the exercise. Because at the end of the day, most people even like to train, but they don't like to diet and all this stuff. Exactly. But what happened is I have to put a little bit of fire on people.
Yeah.
If you're fat and you don't lose weight today in August, like next month, right? You're a loser. You know? Because you have the best time in the entire history of the world. Okay? It never been so much time available in our history like now. Yeah, maybe in other areas, yes, but you don't have the information, you don't have the things in your hand. But by now, you know, even us as an athlete, you're like, okay, I'm not competing until December. Oh, but I cannot waste all this time. Can you imagine? I can train all day, every day. Like, I have friends that I talk to them, not in a good way, because I tell them that now they're coming back. July, they're coming back to train and doing stuff. Okay?
People because like, no, they feel like they have the time?
Oh, but no, because they feel now that the time is going away. Okay? Like, it's already 6 months from the entire year. So 3 months of quarantine, and you didn't do what you did in the 3 months period. That would be your best season in your life. Home all day, eating all day. You know, like, this is the moment that you cannot ignore your kids. Like, you cannot, like, no, I have to work and play with you. Okay, yeah, I know that. You don't love me. Now I know.
And I think a lot of times it's not that people don't have time, it's what they choose to prioritize.
Oh, no, they're looking for excuses. No. Look, excuses. And now it's going to be a fight on me, because people are like, well, you don't have kids.
Yeah, but I was going to say that.
Yeah, but you know exactly what I have. As an example, I 10 years competing, but I also have 15 years training people. Okay? And I have the same people with a big, badass company. A big company with 3 kids, with dog, with cars, with, like, you know, they take care of everything. And still come every day to train. I don't have kids, okay? But you know exactly that I take care of 4. Okay? One of them is graduating as a lawyer this year. Okay, so I have to provide for four kids, dog, and you know the kids. I even bring them to the States. I take them to like vacation, all the stuff, and I have time for that and be a professional bodybuilder. Take care
So
of
to
whatever
all
I
those
have.
people that are scrolling, looking at your Instagram and how you won the Arnold and how big you are and how great your conditioning is, they want to know, how did you do it? It's all this that they didn't see.
Oh, it's all the things that you just. I posted in my stories in Instagram. So most people, I let them know, hey, you want to, because everybody wants to be there. I want to win the Arnold. I want to be pro. I want to, yeah, but are you going to pay whatever you need to pay for to get here? Because if what I see in this generation, most people think that if you have a good following in Instagram, okay, nice body, and good pictures, you can get there. And it's no.
No, you
And
have to work.
because in this one, it's not pictures. You actually have to be on stage. The real person is gonna be there with lights.
Exactly.
With lights. Remember, you told me, oh, this lady looks good. This lady looks like, but this lady are not in a stage with like lights that can tanning you.
Right.
Like, I'm talking about if you don't paint yourself, they can see through you.
Right.
Yeah, when you see that's exposed your entire body.
So what do you say to the person who's like, okay, I know I have extra time. I'm not utilizing this time, which I'm going to be in at least until the end of the year, right? I want to use this better. I want to stop making excuses. What do you say?
I mean, just do it. But it's that simple. That, like I told you, you cannot think. I mean, you put one goal and you don't think anything. Because you start thinking about possibilities and all this stuff, you won't do it.
Yeah.
Everybody that's trying to start a business, if they listen to so many stuff they're going to tell you, they're not going to start. Yourself, you know exactly about that. Just fear is going to stop you.
Right.
They're scared to like be better. Like people that are scared of money. No, I want money. No. You're scared and to have that money. You're scared to have that responsibility, that company. You're scared. So you're like, no, I want something but small. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
So
People
you
don't want to
just
give themselves permission, in a sense.
Yeah, once you're doing that, look, Tamika, if you have a family, right? You're on the family. You starting eating right. You starting exercising and all this stuff. Everybody looking at you. When you grab a bacon, everybody looking at you like, hey, look, she has a bacon in here. It's like,
Yeah.
You know that you're gonna get in that pressure. People trying to do goals quiet. They even quotes like work in silence. Be let the victories be the noise or something like that, right? But here's the thing. You're in a super safe place when you're doing that because you can quit anytime.
Yes.
Okay? You can quit anytime and nobody's going to tell you nothing. Nobody's going to point. Nobody's going to be your judge.
No one's going to hold you accountable.
Or nobody's going to hold you accountable. And that's the worst thing. People do that. And this is a culture of, hey, let's do this in silence. Oh, let's train Alex, but don't tell anybody. Yeah, because when you quit, nobody's going to know that you quit. Exactly. Nobody's going to be a judge that you've been training for 2 months and you're being lazy and you actually win 4 pounds. So you don't want that judge. You don't want the judge to say, why are you going to the gym every day? You're not listening because I'm a fat, I'm a pig. I eat everything that I want to,
What I'm hearing is you have your goal. You focus on that. Don't think about anything else. Focus on that. And then tell people.
No, but
don't be sad. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. You say your goal and you don't think about it. Always you have to remember that you sign to deal with adversity through the process. Be aware that can be injuries, hurt. Oh no, I get hurt. Like, you know that it's gonna happen, or it's gonna happen. So you can never forget that once you sign for it, it's gonna be adversity through the process. That's the signing thing. You sign for a kid, you have shit every day.
Yeah.
Okay? He's gonna throw, he's gonna cry, you sign for it. You know, so when you're gonna deal with, I don't have appetite, I got hurt, I'm too painful. Like I trained so hard yesterday and it hurts. Well, it hurts to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so you cannot forget about that. And it's that, you know, like
focus on your goal. Know you're gonna know that you're gonna have adversity. Be prepared for that.
Be prepared for adversity.
And then don't do it in silence.
Oh, tell everybody. Tell them. Tell everybody what you want to do. If somebody is against that, it's gonna fight with you. Oh, welcome to competition. You always have to be welcome to competition.
Welcome.
And people, that's the thing. And when you're doing things, business, it's gonna be somebody trying to do something better than you, and then you're like, huh, it's copying. I can do that now because people are no. That's competition. Welcome competition. Welcome competition in the business, in competition, even in the social life. Because when you bring competition in your social life, like, I don't care. So you look like that, right? No, you do care. You do care your position in society. You do care how you look, how people look at you in society. So yeah, that is a constant fight. You know? So when you have that height, you hide on it.
You're a born fighter, right? How you said when you came here and all those things you had going against you made you a fighter. Have you ever had a moment of fear?
Oh, every day. Everything that I do, I fear of it.
So how do you get past that then? How do you get past that and to the mindset, like you said, I believe, I know I'm a champion. And how do you face that fear? Because a lot of people can't do that.
Fear, it depends how you measure things, right? If there's not a big amount of fear, the result is might not being very important, to be honest with you. So when you're a competitor, and you know that something is easy. For example, when I was competing in Toronto once against a local guy, and everybody like, yeah, but if you're going over there, this guy is gonna be there, and I get me like a little bit nervous, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm going over there. Because that's why you want to feel it. That's the difference between winners, legends, champions, okay? Like legends like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, okay? Those guys enjoy that people are against them. They kind of like play up in some other place, right? And they play better than home. Sometimes, well, those guys play good every game. But why they going over there? Why they choose another team when you're winning? You know? Oh, you're winning in Miami. Why are you leaving? Because it's scared. It gives you motivation. You know, it's too hard to do it. Okay, it's like, I like it. It's very hard. Oh, I like it. And it's simple, not interesting. Not interested. You're not interested in national champions. You're interested in world championships because it's scary, you know? Yeah. And that's how motivate you. If you use that as paralyzed, you're like scared. Oh my God, I know that. That's the guy that you're gonna be.
Yeah.
It's exactly, that's the guy you're gonna be.
Use your fear to motivate you.
Motivate you.
So wait, okay, you mentioned there's legend, there's champions, there's winners. Which one do you consider yourself?
I consider myself a competitor because you call a winner, it's subjective. There's some people place third and fourth and they're winners. So, but you have to be there, and that's what I think is myself, you know. And on the other hands, I'm not just a participant. That's I think I don't know. Like you said, it's good and it's bad because I never been satisfied or happy to be a participant. I always wanted to be the challenger, the winner of the thing. Yeah, and that motivates me.
Awesome. Alex, I could talk to you all day, but I know people want to know, and you guys, you just got a little taste, but we go, 7 years back, and they were part of Alex and Maggie were part of a really big part of my life, which was a lot of fun. It was a lot of stress, a lot of everything in between, but they helped me get on my first bodybuilding stage and really helped me accomplish a goal that, I didn't think I could necessarily do. But you know what I will say, going back to your earlier point, is that I said it out loud and I had like 40 pounds to lose.
No. You are you are bad girl. Like Tamika went and have the entire prep, okay, covered by the station she worked for. Okay. It was no excuse. It was covered in every week.
Yes, we did a story every week.
Gain weight, like everything from the beginning to the end.
I couldn't hide it. And you know what? That's the best way. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I have goals now, and somebody said to me yesterday, actually, oh, well, why didn't you start sharing it? Why didn't you say it? I said, oh, well, we have to make sure we can do it, right? No. You have to say it. Do it. Say it.
Yes.
So, no, but this has been really fun. It's always fun, and just how you're seeing Alex right now is how he's always been. This intense, this dedicated, this enthusiastic, this passionate, and that's obviously why you are where you are today. So I hope he motivated everyone's ass out there, because you have the time. Don't be lazy. There are people who are freaking doing it. And if you have a goal, say it. Focus on it, be prepared for adversity, and you have the time. So freaking do it right now. There's no excuses. Stop making excuses. That's what this is about. You just reminded me. So this is the motivation I definitely needed. Alex, tell everybody, if they want to learn more about you, Pro Level Fitness, how they can find you.
Oh, yeah, you can find me on Fello _Cambronero on Instagram, and then Fello Cambronero is FELLO. Cambronero, CAMBRONERO, and Instagram and Facebook, and you can see my entire history of competitions and some videos and all the stuff that we have there.
Awesome. I'll be sure to link below to all of that information below in the show notes on our website so that people can find out more about you. Well, is there anything else that you want to add that I didn't ask you?
I'm good. I'm very satisfied, and we have a lot to talk, and I think that comes right away. But I'm very happy, and that was very fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it very much, especially with you, Tamika. You're very nice, like always. So yeah, and I appreciate you inviting me to.
No, thank you so much. No one is more intense, passionate, purpose-driven, competitive, and dedicated than Alex is. His energy just kind of reignited a fire in me. Maybe it did the same in you. Hey, so start using this time because you have it. And make sure you connect with him. He's got a private personal training gym and a lot of knowledge. So connect with him. All his information is below in the show notes. And I know I'm going to see you back next week, but just to make sure you get a notification, I want you to go ahead and hit subscribe right there on YouTube and connect with me on LinkedIn. Let's start a conversation. I want to hear your story. I want to hear from you what you want to hear more about right here on this podcast. Also, if you feel so inclined, leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. I'd love to hear what you think about the show. It helps me improve it each and every week just for you. Until next week, stay happy, stay healthy.